Buddy, I want you to be in the video, but you're being a squirm worm. You're being a squirm. Okay, that's it. I can't have you. I'm gonna have to tell a story without you. Hey dragons, welcome to the 500 subscribers special. I cannot believe we actually hit 500 subscribers. This is so cool. You guys are the best. I can't wait to see where the channel goes from here. We're doing a special reading your comments / answering your questions video today. I'm actually interested. Never done it before. Let's get into it. The first question is, what is your favorite game from your childhood? Now, there were a lot of games from when I was a kid that I really enjoyed. I loved Ocarina of Time. I loved Mega Man X. Super Mario World was definitely there as well. But I think my favorite game has to be Legend of Dragoon. Now, that's a game that was for the original PlayStation. It was an RPG, but it was an action RPG. It was really cool. If you guys have not looked into that, definitely look into that game if you love original Japanese RPG type games. The cool thing about it, the best thing about it, was when you attacked, you actually had to input the commands when the attack was hitting. Kind of complicated to say, but if you look into a couple of gameplay videos, you'll definitely understand what I'm saying. It kept you on your toes. You could transform into like a crazy dragoon monster thing. It was really cool. Next up is, what is your favorite console? And honestly, I think my favorite console is the Super Nintendo. There were so many amazing games for that console. Like there was like Super Metroid, Mega Man X, Street Fighter, the original Super Mario RPG, even though that game does not hold up at all. But there's just a magic to that. It was my first console. I played it all the time. I definitely say that it is definitely the winner in this category. I find this next question really interesting because it's asking, what is the earliest memory you can recall from your life? And honestly, I think the earliest thing I can recall was when I was probably like 3 years old, maybe a little bit younger. I was with my brother at his high school, and I remember he had me up on his shoulders, and I had like an ice cream, and he was absolutely using me to get girls. It's kind of funny. I remember that. I was just eating my ice cream, and all these girls kept coming up to us, and yeah, I know what you did, but it's okay. I'm allowing it. It's all fair game, man. It's all fair game. Now we get into a little bit of story time, because this next question is asking about Fritz. So, a couple of years ago, about 5 years ago, a buddy of mine, he wanted a dog. And he was looking for a specific breed. He wanted a corgi, pretty much Fritz. He saw him in like a little ad, went to go get him, asked me if I'd come with him. Sure, sounds good, no problem. So we go down there, and we pick him up, and on the way back, he's just really scared, and he kind of bonds with me because I'm the one holding him, and my buddy's driving. And so, he ends up living with my friend for a while, and turns out my friend can't keep him, he has to move. So, kind of turns out that I ended up taking care of him at that point. Then he just kind of fell into my lap, and now we've just been together ever since. But it's been an interesting road, because I never kind of expected to get Fritz. The moment I saw him, I wanted him, of course. I was like, oh my god, this dog is so pretty, he's cute, he's a little bastard, and I love him already. I already love him. But I never really expected that he would become mine in the way that he did, so I'm kind of happy the way things turned out in that aspect. This next question is interesting because it's kind of multi-layered for me. The question is, who is your inspiration? And honestly, the reason why it's multi-layered is because my inspiration for starting YouTube is not the same inspiration I currently have for doing YouTube. So, originally, I started YouTube because of the Game Grumps, because I loved their content, thought they were funny, and I was like, you know what? I want to do that. I want to make people laugh. I want to enjoy playing video games. I already love games, so I might as well record myself and look like an idiot while I do it. Now let's fast forward about 7 to 8 months into actually making videos. So originally, I wasn't really paying attention to too many channels. I watched very few. Game Grumps was one of them, some of the other big ones as well. But, I wasn't paying too much attention to anyone else that was doing stuff. And honestly, the biggest thing that hit me is when some of those bigger channels started making charity live streams and stuff like that. I never thought that you could use this kind of a platform to help others in that way, to raise money for a good cause. And when I saw that, when I first saw some of the big people do it, like Markiplier, PewDiePie, Jacksepticeye, I know those are really big names. Even the Game Grumps did a couple of charities as well. Like, when I saw all this, it just kind of hit me, and I knew that that's kind of what I wanted to do. I wanted to make content, have fun while I do it, hopefully make a couple of people laugh. Most people are probably going to get frustrated with how terrible I am at some games, but I wanted to do it for a good cause, and eventually, if we could get big enough, I wanted to start doing some live streams for charity, and maybe, help some other people out that could really use it. Next up is, what are you going to be doing on the Foundry? And I honestly have no freaking idea. I love making videos with the goofs, you know, Johnny and Rack. I haven't met all the other people that are possibly in the Foundry. I don't know if they continue to make content, but I'm looking forward to meeting them, and I want to make more videos, and hopefully we can get the Foundry to get a little bit more popular and have some more fun with it. Ooh, this one's interesting. Have you ever thought about doing a horror game on the channel? And yes, I have definitely thought about doing some horror games. I'm a pansy when it comes to them. I'm super scared, super baby mode, but I would definitely play some if you guys want me to. Let me know some suggestions. Put them on down in the comments. Maybe we'll play them. Okay, so now we're getting into some real life stuff. The next question is, what is the worst dating experience you've ever had? And believe it or not, yes, it does involve the internet. So, a while ago, I went on an online dating site and I met a girl. She seemed really cool, decided to meet up, have some fun, and it turns out she was not the person that she said she was. Definitely, if you're gonna do the online dating thing, put down who you really are. Don't lie about it, because it's really, really important that you're honest, because it's just not gonna go anywhere, it's not gonna end well. It could be really bad sometimes too. Mine was bad, but maybe your experience would be better. Going hand in hand with that question is, what is the longest relationship you've ever been in? And funny enough, the longest relationship I've ever been in was when I was in high school. I was with a girl for about 4 months, maybe, it was around there. We had some fun, but it wasn't really anything serious. We were still in high school, you know, we weren't really too committed to each other in that way. You know, we weren't thinking the same way that, you know, adults would think. So I guess it wasn't really the same, but it is the longest one I've ever been in, so there you go. Okay, so this question made me laugh, guys. This one is, what products do you use in your hair? It looks fancy. Honestly, I use absolutely nothing in my hair. My hair has a weird natural curve to it. Some days it's crazier than others, but yeah, I get that from like my mom's side of the family. Don't know why. We got crazy curls in our hair, but yeah, it's kind of cool. Seems like I'm using fancy products when I'm not, so I guess I'm saving money. I know for a fact I wouldn't spend $60 on some weird product that I have no idea what it does. I probably could use some stuff though, because sometimes, like I said, my hair does go pretty wild. So I want to get a little bit more serious here, guys. The next question is, what is the greatest achievement of your life? And it has taken me a while to try and figure out what that is. I've thought about, you know, schooling, and I've thought about YouTube in general, but you know what? I know it's going to sound really funny, but the honest truth is, I think I've become like a master of failure. And I know that sounds really weird because it's like, what? You're master of failure? Why would you say that's a good thing? The reason why is because I've learned over time that failure is not necessarily a bad thing. It's definitely something that is like a setback, but you definitely learn so much more when you are failing than if you're succeeding. Like, take YouTube for an example. If I had just immediately like shot up to the top and I had like tons and tons of subscribers, you know, I probably wouldn't be putting in the same kind of effort that I do in my videos, because I want to constantly make the videos better, and I constantly am working harder to learn more about the platform and just every other aspect of my life. And I know for a fact that sometimes when you just get it easily, it's not the same. You don't work as hard at it, and I definitely want to show you guys that it is important to fail because you do learn, and I'm hoping that it kind of inspires you guys a little bit to let you guys know that when you guys do fail, it's not necessarily the end of things, it's just a learning experience so that you can move forward in the future. And the last question, of course, has to be, where is the drug money? You tell me, Johnny. Where is the drug money? I don't know. You made this. Why would you do this to us? Seriously, why? And that is going to be all the questions / comments that we're going to be doing in this video. I really enjoyed doing this, guys. I really feel like we can continue to make a series out of this. So what I'm going to ask is, if you guys like this, let me know. I'll make another one of these videos in the future. And what you can do is leave your future questions or comments in this video's comment section, and we'll be able to go on and continue on from there, and we'll just build off of each video. We'll just have its own section for the next video and the next video and the next video. Now, before we finish up the video, I wanted to make one final announcement, and that announcement is that I have opened up a Patreon. Now, I know a lot of you guys are like, oh my god, he's asking for money. No, this is a little bit different. I'm opening up the Patreon because in a previous stream, there were some people that were saying, hey, you know what, I'd love to try and help out the channel. Do you guys have a Patreon? Do you have a way to, you know, support the channel in any way? And I didn't really have anything, and they were recommending that I open one up. So this is for you, the people that want to help out. I'm definitely not saying you need to, and anything that you give will definitely be put towards the channel. Actually, I already have something in mind. If we can get enough, I want to try and get a new camera so that we can get some better looking videos. If we can get it soon enough, then I'll be using it for VidCon, but if not, it's no big deal, and it will just make the face cam look tons better for normal videos. So thank you guys. If you guys want to donate, it's going to be here. I'll probably leave a link to it in the description. Now I want to be 100% clear that everything that is given is going to be going towards the channel itself, whether it's going to be for games that I'm playing for you guys or new equipment like a new mic or the new camera I was talking about. Like I said, camera is definitely the first thing I want to get. But from then on, we'll be able to continue and, we'll probably be able to talk as a community and see what we need from there. And I appreciate anyone that wants to help out, but it's definitely not necessary. But if you want to, I really appreciate it. And that's going to be it for this video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. I really had fun making it. Like I said, I didn't have too many questions I put into it. I wasn't too sure how long it was going to be. But in the future, like I said, if you guys like it, we'll make more. Maybe I'll add more questions. Maybe we'll get some more craziness going on. But once again, thank you so much for 500 subscribers. You guys are the absolute best, and I cannot wait to see where the channel goes from here. If you guys enjoyed this episode, hit that like button, subscribe to become a Mighty Dragon today, and as always, thanks for stopping by, stay awesome, and I'll see you in the next episode.